Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to yet another educative episode of Verses and Paragraphs. Today is the 30th of April 2018, and it is the last day of the month. How was your weekend? Did you have an interesting time this weekend? Have you been learning new words? Or have you been finding out something new about what you've been doing on a regular basis? It's so good to have you here. It's very interesting. It's been very interesting all morning. I just put up two sentences. The speaker will be coming tomorrow, or the speaker would be coming tomorrow. Which is correct? I find the answers very, very interesting. Now, in the first instance, would is the past tense of will. So if we're talking of something in the future, why would we be using past tense? So the correct sentence is the speaker will be coming tomorrow, not the speaker would be coming tomorrow. That is wrong. I know most of us make these mistakes. We're always finding it difficult. In fact, it's not your fault anyway, because it is English language, and English is not our language, and it is very weird. Where you're supposed to use would, you go and use will, and then you find that it is wrong. So the correct sentence for that one is the speaker will be coming tomorrow, and not would be coming tomorrow. So for everyone who used will, then you are all correct. But if you used would, then of course, like we normally do in school, you now have to do correction. The correct thing is the speaker the speaker will be coming tomorrow, because will, the past tense of will is would, so you cannot use would in the past tense. And so on that note, today we will be talking about verbs. We all know what a verb is. A verb is a doing word, like they used to say that time. It's a word that indicates action. It is used to describe an action, state, or occurrence, and it forms the main part of the predicate of a sentence. So verbs are doing words, they are action words. Now, today we'll not be talking about verbs, we're talking about modal verbs, modals, and modal phrases. Now, what is a modal? A modal is a type of auxiliary verb. Auxiliary here means helping, and a modal verb is used to express ability, possibility, permission, or obligation. Modal phrases, or semi-modals, or semi, like Americans will say, are used to express the same things as modals. Karabi George, thank you for joining our live broadcast, and I hail you back too. Karabi George is watching from Port Harcourt. Sadiat Igile, thank you for joining our live broadcast. Sadiat is joining us from Abuja. Today we are talking about verbs, and not just verbs, modal verbs. We all know what verbs are. Verbs are action words that are used to describe action, states, or occurrences. And today we're talking about modal verbs. This morning on my Facebook page, I put up two sentences, and I was asking which is the correct one. Now, the sentences I put up are the speaker will come tomorrow, or the speaker would come tomorrow, because most of us Nigerians, we use that expression. And interestingly, many people went for the second option, the speaker would be coming tomorrow. Now, would is the past tense of will. If you're talking about something that will happen tomorrow in the future, you cannot be using past tense. So the correct sentence is the speaker will be coming tomorrow, and not the speaker would be coming tomorrow. Mukhtar Bako Musa, thank you for joining our live broadcast. He's watching from somewhere in the north. He has refused to tell me where he's watching from. Anyhow, we're talking about verbs today, and not just verbs, modal verbs and modal phrases. So a modal verb is a type of auxiliary verb, that is a helping verb that is used to express ability, possibility, permission, or obligation. Okay, it's also used to make an offer. Now, modal phrases or semi-modals are used to express the same things as modals, but are a combination of auxiliary verbs and the preposition to. The modals and semi-modals we have in English include can, could, or be able to. Those are in one group. Can, could, be able to. That's one group. The second one is may or might. May or might. Then the third group is shall or should. Shall or should. The fourth group is must and have to. Must, have to. And then, of course, the fifth one is will and would. And that's when I used this morning asking the speaker will come tomorrow or the speaker would come tomorrow. And the correct one is the speaker will come tomorrow, because would is the past tense of will. Let's talk about can and could. They are modal auxiliary are helping verbs. Pastor Akpoghene-Adaiah. Thank you for joining Abuja. Pastor Shola said it's too early in the week. Pastor Shola, that's those sentences I put up today. I don't know whether you read through the thread and saw that some people were making grievous mistakes. I said the speaker will come tomorrow, or the speaker would come tomorrow. Now, many people said would. Incidentally, would is the past tense of it. And if we're talking about something in the future, would cannot be the correct one. So the correct one is the speaker will come tomorrow. Thank you for joining our live broadcast, Pastor Shola. Betty Samuels, my cousin, is watching all the way from London. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast. So we're talking about verbs. Verbs, we all know, are doing words, and then we're talking about modal verbs or modal phrases. The modal verb is an auxiliary verb. Pastor Shola, yes, I can see they are watching me. Thank you for joining. A modal is a type of auxiliary or helping verb that is used to express ability, possibility, permission, or obligation, and it also is used to make an offer. And the modals that we have in English include can, could, be able to, can, could, be able to, may or might, shall or should, must, have to, and of course will and would. Pastor Shola, thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome for thank you for thanking me. Now, today we'll be talking about can and could as modal auxiliary verbs, which express ability, permission, request, offer, or possibility. Most of us, when we use these modals or auxiliary verbs, we always use them the wrong way. What I saw this morning on my feed, many people were so emphatic about the fact that the correct form was the speaker would be coming tomorrow. Now, would is the past tense of will. And if we're talking about tomorrow, which is the future, then we cannot use would because it's past tense. Anyway, we're talking about can and could. Now, can and could be used to express ability. We use can with the meaning of ability. Can means to be physically able to do something or know how to do something. For instance, birds can fly. I can speak 2 languages. I think I can lift the box means that speaking is he or she is able to lift the box. But we see that people say I can come. Although there's a sense in which we use I can come. I can drink water because that is ability. Yes, you can. Then can also be used to express permission. We also use can with the meaning of permission. Can is used to ask for or request permission or to give permission. On the other hand, can't is used to refuse permission. So, I'll give you some examples. You can use my umbrella. I don't need right now. That is, you are giving the person permission to use your umbrella. Hey, can I use a computer for a while? You use could for more polite forms. Could you allow me to speak? Could you give me some water to drink? Because, you know, we are talking about can and could. Now, can is informal, but could is a more polite form of requesting permission to do something. Can I sit in that chair, please? Mary, you can play outside if you like. That is, you're granting her permission to play outside. You can't go to the film house. That is, you have been denied permission. We can't leave the room until the assignment is completed. We have been denied permission to go out until the assignment is completed. Now, can't is also used in two ways. When something is forbidden or not allowed, we use the word can't. You cannot. We cannot park the car next to the transformer. Everyone knows that if you park a car next to the transformer, it could go wrong. And so, can't here has been used because it is forbidden or not allowed. You can't smoke in a restaurant. It is forbidden. So you use can't. You cannot drive a car without a license. Everyone knows that one. So it is forbidden. So these are instances in which, one of the instances in which you can use can't. The second usage of can't, when you are sure that something isn't true or something is surprising. It can't be dark outside. It's 4:30 p.m. You know, it sounds surprising, and I mean, it can't be. It can't be true. And then another one, they can't have landed on the moon. I'm sure it is a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. How can you tell me that they're lying? No, they can't have landed on the moon. It is a joke. And then we're now talking about the usage of can. We have read that can be used to express ability, permission, request, offer, or possibility. And we've talked about the use of can in ability and permission. And now I want to talk about the use of can as a form of request. Can you please write it for me? Can you please help me lift up that bag? However, the more polite form is could. Could you lend me 2,000 naira? The more polite form, you can either use can or could. That's why I'm making a request. Mike Okri, thank you so much for joining our live broadcast. I guess you're watching from somewhere outside the country, in the States, I guess. Thank you so much for joining our live broadcast. Today we're talking about verbs. And now we're talking about verbs, using verbs as requests, as a form of requests. Can you please write it for me? Can you please help me lift up my bag? Can you please give me that bag? And then the more polite form is could. Could you lend me 2,000 naira? Could you please do up my zip for me? It's a more polite form. You either use can or could to make a request. And then we now use can to express possibility. Sometimes it's used to express possibility. I know you can win the competition. It can get cold there at night, so take a jacket. Using mobile phones while driving can cause accidents. Now use could if the possibility is in it. He could arrive later. That is, you're not certain that the person is going to arrive. But when you are certain that this is going to happen, then you can use can. Now we've talked about can and could as modal auxiliary verbs which express ability. We've talked about ability. When you say that you can use can with the meaning of ability, birds can fly, I can jump, I can write, that's ability, I can do that one. And then we have understood that could is a more polite form. We've talked about verbs which express ability, permission, request, offer. Okay, possibility. We've talked about verbs using expressing possibility. Now about verbs expressing offer. Dr. Raphael James, my brother from another mother, thank you for joining our live broadcast. Dr. James is watching all the way from Ejigbo here in Lagos. All the way sounds like, but you know Lagos is vast. From Lagos to the other is vast. So for me to get from where I am, right, Dr. Raphael says he can dance too. So that is ability, expressing ability, using can to express ability. I can dance too. So now we're talking about can expressing offer. When you're offering to help someone or to do something for them, you use can. You don't need to walk home. I can take you there if you like. You don't need. I can take you there. That's offering to do something. Can I carry your bags for you? Or can I open the bottle for you? Can I open the door for you? That is expressing an offer. Could is unusual, formal, and archaic here in this sense. It is used in two more ways where can isn't normal. You can use suggestions. We could go out for a ride if you like. Or you can use it to express forcefully what someone was doing. You could speak, but you could just keep quiet. So expressing forcefully what you want someone to do. Now we'll be talking about can, and as we all know, could be the past tense of can, or it could be a more polite way of using can. So it is similar to can and often replaces can in the past tense, though not always. My big brother, Professor Alex Ifamata, is watching from Asaba. Thank you so much, Brother Ifo, for joining us on our live broadcast today. We're talking about verbs and their usage and how they could express ability, possibility, request, of or permission. We're talking specifically about can and could. Now I'm talking about could. Once I finish could, I'll go back again for the benefit of those who joined in while we're talking. So could is similar to can and often replaces can in the past tense, though not always. So if you want to express ability in the past, I could ride a horse when I was young, but now I can't. So you're expressing ability, but in the past. Remember, could is the past tense of can, but not always. She could juggle 8 balls when she was only 10 years old. He could read by the time he was 3. Then could is also, like I said, a polite word used to request for permission or to request something in the present. Remember, you have could as past tense, but now it is a polite word used to ask for permission or to request something in the present. Could I please use your bathroom? Could we move on to next topic now, please? Could you pass me the salt, please? I'm busy right now. Could you call back later? Some people say I'm busy. Like, can you call back later? I can't remember is used to express ability. So you cannot say I'm busy right now. Can you call back later? Of course, a person can, but because it is used to express ability. So in this case, you will not say can you call back later. It's could you call back later, which is a more polite form to request somebody to do something for you. Then you use could when you are looking for general permission in the past. In secondary school, we couldn't leave the classroom without a pass. He couldn't go to the concert because his mother wouldn't let him. That is using could, general permission in the past. Now, we also use could as a suggestion when asked what to do. Choices about it. Lois will say Adams. Thank you so much for joining the live broadcast. Lois, I guess, is watching all the way from Abuja. Thank you for joining our live broadcast. We're talking about verbs, verbs, and we're focusing on can and could. There are a host of other modal. There are 5 sets of modal verbs. We're talking specifically about can and could. So, could can be used as a just suggestion when asked what to do, as in giving the person choices and opportunities. So he could try and fix it for himself. He could try and fix it. So yeah, I mean, you could try and fix it yourself. Or we could go to the movies if you are interested. And then there's couldn't. We've talked about couldn't. Couldn't is when you are sure that something is untrue. Just like can't, you can use couldn't when you are sure that something isn't true or real. That couldn't be my dog barking outside. It was hit by a car last week. He couldn't have painted that. He has no artistic ability at all. Let's do a summary of can and could. We're talking about general ability in the present. I can speak English, but like Dr. Rafa James says, I can dance. So that is general ability in the present. Then general ability in the past. I could play the piano when I was younger. I could ride a horse when I was younger. That has to do with ability. then to ask for permission. Now the summary we're doing is summary of modal verbs we use to express ability, permission, request, offer, and what's the other one again? I'll get to it. So there's general ability, general permission, possibility is the other one. So then when you're going to ask for permission, we're doing the summary. When you're asking for permission, informal. Can I borrow your pen, please? Can I borrow your eraser? And when you want to ask for permission, more polite, could I use your bathroom, please? Could I make use of your car? That's a more polite form of using the modal verb could when you ask for permission. So we talked about general ability in the past, general ability in the present. Asking for permission, informal. Asking for permission, more polite. And then we're talking about to request something. Can you help me, please? Can you help me put out? Can you help me to carry that bag? Can you help me lift up this box? It's so heavy. Can you bring me some water to drink? But if you want to request something and you want to be more polite, could you please bring me some water to drink? Could you please help me put out the light? Could you pass the remote, please? That is a more polite form instead of can you. Can you expresses ability to request and everything. But could you is more polite. And then possibility. It can get very cold in the night. And then possibility in the past, you could have broken your leg. You could have. That's in the past. And then when you want to offer to help someone, can I carry your bags for you? Can I bring you some water to drink? Can I help you lift your bag? And then when you want to suggest, when you're asked what to do, we could go to the movies if you like. And then remember, cannot, or the contracted form can't, not allowed. You cannot smoke in this room. You can't go to the party. The conditional of can would be able to, if we had some oranges, I could make you some fresh juice. Now, having said that, I would just like to do a quick recap for the benefit of those of us who joined in while it was going on. Today we've been talking about verbs, and verbs, as we all know, are doing words, they are action words, and we're focusing specifically on modal verbs. Modal verb is a type of auxiliary. Auxiliary means a helping verb that is used to express ability, possibility, permission, obligation, or offer. And they are used to express the same things as modals, but modal phrases. You have modals and modal phrases. Modal phrases are when you combine them together. And the ones that we have in English are can, could, be able to. I take it again. Can, could, be able to. That's those are modal. May or might, shall or should, must, have to, will, and would. Remember, everyone, those of you who are watching, who actually saw what I put up on Facebook this morning, I put up 2 sentences. The speaker will come tomorrow, or the speaker would come tomorrow. Many people were choosing would come tomorrow. Would is wrong because would is the past tense of will. So the correct word is the speaker will come tomorrow. And then we'll be talking about can and could as modal auxiliary verbs, which express ability, permission, request, offer, or possibility. An ability, because when you say you can do something, like I can speak 2 languages, like Dr. Raphael James says, I can dance, that is expressing ability. And then it also expresses permission. It's used to ask for, request permission, or to give permission. When you use can to give permission, can't is used to refuse permission. So you say, you can use my umbrella, I don't need it right now. Hey, Bayo, can I use your computer for a while? Use it for more polite words. Could you allow me to speak? Could you pass me the salt? You're asking permission. Say, can I sit in that chair, please? Mary, you can play outside if you like. You can't go to the film house. We can't leave the room until the assignment is completed. I'm just doing a quick recap of what we've talked about. And then we talked about where you can use can't into it when something is forbidden or not allowed. We can't park the car next to this transformer. You cannot smoke. You can't smoke in the restaurant. You cannot drive a car without a license. And the second usage of can't, when you're sure that something isn't true or something is, it can't be dark outside. It's just only 4:30 p.m. Somebody says outside and it's not outside. It's just 4:30 p.m. And of course, everyone knows, especially this part of the continent, by 4:30 p.m. it can't get dark. And if it's getting dark, maybe it's because it's about 3. Okay, and they can't have landed on the moon. I'm sure it's a joke. Then you also use can as a form of request. Can you please write it for me? The more polite form is could. And possibility, you can use can to express possibility. I know you can win the competition. It can get cold at night, so take a jacket. And using mobile phones while driving can cause accidents. Everyone knows that one, it can cause accidents. And then when you're offering to help someone, you can use can. Offering to do something for them. You don't need to walk home. I can take you home. Can I carry your bags for you? Can I open a bottle for you? And then could is unusual, formal, and archaic in making an offer. We could go outside. We could go out for a while if you like. And to express forcefully what someone wants. You could speak up, or you could just keep quiet, or you could please go. Edna B. Tomomewo, thank you for joining our live broadcast today. We are almost rounding up. Please, for anyone who is joining, rounding up, you could watch it later on my Facebook page, or failing that, you go to my YouTube channel, type my name, Amata, it will come up. There's so many of these episodes and our usage. There's even the one on Standard Nigerian English, which I'm sure I'll go back to again because so many Nigerians are using it wrong. Now, our word of the day, I always give a word of the day, is redolent. Redolent, R-E-D-O-L-E-N-T, and it's an adjective. And redolent means having a pleasant odor and fragrant. It also means odorous or smelly, usually followed by the preposition of. It is redolent of garlic. You could also have, it means suggestive or reminiscent, and it's usually followed also by of. This verse, or this literature is redolent of Wole Soyinka. You know, it is like the kind of thing that Wole Soyinka would write. Now I'm going to hold up the word because I wrote it down for you. The spelling of redolent, I said R-E-D-O-L-E-N-T, and here is our word of the day. Redolent, redolent, R-E-D-O-L-E-N-T. Redolent means having a pleasant and fragrant. That's our word of the day, an adjective. Now I have a quotable which inspires you for daily living, something to encourage you that no matter what. So now our quotable quote for today is, just trust your own voice and keep exploring the things that are interesting to you. This quotable quote is written by Nikki Giovanni, and she is an American poet, writer, commentator, activist, and educator, and one of the world's most well-known African American poets. Alika, thank you so much for joining us, but our broadcast is already coming to an end. You can later on my Facebook page, failing at your YouTube channel, type my name, Rumena, and we'll see it. So I'll read the quotable once, which is to inspire you, daily inspiration, and it says, just trust your own voice and keep exploring the things that are interesting to you. It's written by Nikki Giovanni. Because at times when the cares of those, especially in our country, Nigeria, are sailing and you want to be to flounder, these are things that should daily inspire you. It says, just trust your own voice. Don't let people tell you what to do or what not to do, and keep exploring the things that are interesting to you. And so, our word of the day is an adjective, means having a pleasant odor of fragrance, and I've just read you our quotable quotes. Thanks so much for joining us today. The rest of the paragraph will not be on tomorrow. So the next time I'll be seeing you is on Wednesday. Tomorrow is the 1st of May and it's Labor Day. And I'm going to go look for one stadium to go and match if they're going to match a carry banner. It's a lie, don't mind me. I don't know what's going to happen. But first paragraphs will not be broadcast tomorrow. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to everyone who joined us all the way from Abuja, from Lagos here. If I don't remember where you came from, but thank you so much for joining our broadcast. Without you, I could not do this. So thank you so much, Pastor Shola, for joining our class today. Specifically, Pastor Shola, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Edna, Ali Kadanga, my brother from Asaba, all my friends from Abuja, Caribbean George from Port Harcourt. I don't know whether he signed off. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant rest of the day, and I'll see you again on Wednesday.